I'm Ryan, and this is the S.O.U.N.D Project. So today we have Luke Malloy of More Than Media, who has been the man behind the camera for all of our podcasts and studio tours, pretty much any video content that we have, like you've done for us.
Yep.
So I had at one point just kind of jokingly been like, hey, let's just interview Luke for one of the podcast episodes. And then it was like, hey, let's actually interview Luke for one of these podcasts. So we met like just through Gavin. And we've become close friends like since then. So, I guess let's just talk a little bit about, your history as far as like, where you're from, like, are you involved in music? And then we'll go from there.
Okay. Well, so, I guess starting from the beginning, my parents went to Eastern Illinois University. Yep. No, I'm just kidding. So I grew up playing music, mostly violin, and then once I got to middle school, I started playing trombone.
Nice.
I started a band with my friends playing like bass and drums. Mm-hmm. And so music had always been a big part of my life, and so was engineering. And so then I ended up going to Purdue. Mm-hmm. And similar to Oscar, it was like I went there for mechanical engineering. Yep. And then they kind of, in that in that freshman year, they come through and each discipline kind of explains what they do and what the career options are. And one of the days they came in and explained the multidisciplinary engineering program. Mm-hmm. And I didn't even know about the program, and it just happened to be perfect for what I wanted to do, which was acoustical engineering. Yeah. And it just worked out because I went to Purdue just mostly because their marching band is good. Yeah. And it also happened to be that the engineering program is really great as well. So then once I found out that they had that program, it was perfect. And then from there I just kind of went to school for acoustical engineering and got a job in AV design, acoustical stuff, and pretty much like right when I graduated, I was certain that I wanted to start my own business. Okay. And I always enjoyed making videos with my friends, just like YouTube videos, or like when I was really little, my sister and our friends would make, before YouTube, we would just make videos and not post them. But sure. So then that kind of just developed into a wedding videography business. And now I'm branching out into more commercial stuff and making videos for you guys. Yeah. And that's the general explanation of the last 27 years. Yeah. Well,
so I guess backing up, so like in school, you were going to do, the acoustical engineering and everything. Mm-hmm. And you ended up graduating with that. What was like your game plan? Like as you were majoring in that, like what were you always going to do, AV or? Yeah.
Good question. So when I guess I knew that I wanted to combine music and engineering. Mm-hmm. And so, before I really had an idea of what the career trajectory I wanted, I just knew that was kind of like the direction I wanted to go. Sure. And once I started taking the classes, like the program is set up so that you kind of combine studio class, like sound design stuff, and electrical or mechanical engineering. Okay. And I quickly realized that I liked the sound design stuff more. So then I was like, okay, cool. I'll do like, sound design for movies. Yeah. And then I talked to my advisor, and he said, you have the wrong personality type, you're at the wrong school, and you're in the wrong major. And I was like, okay. He's like, you're going to do AV design. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. But I actually did really enjoy that. So, it was a good like stern talking to from somebody that kind of knows what's up. Sure. And so that was like probably halfway through college, and that kind of got me looking for my first internship with formerly Sensory Technologies, now Diversified. And that was just purely AV system design, conference room setups and stuff like that. So,
Nice. And then you also did like a bit of time like here with Gavin as well. So what did you do like when you were working here with Gavin?
Yeah. So when I was at my first job out of college, I learned a lot about drafting. Mm-hmm. And so there was, I had always wanted to work for Haverstick Designs. Back in college, Oscar brought Gavin in to do a talk to our major. And I, the presentation Gavin gave, I was like, this is really cool. I would love to work there. And so then, a couple of years out of college, I saw that they were hiring. You guys were hiring. And it was for a drafting position, which I was doing at Diversified.
Right.
And so then it was just kind of perfect. So that was a lot of what I did. I kind of, helped with the design plans for all the projects.
Yeah. And then after that, you decided to, go off on your own and like start up your video business, which is, that's your full-time job now.
Yeah. Yeah. It was definitely like a leap of faith.
Yeah.
But I figured, it's kind of hard to split time between basically two full-time jobs. So it's like you just kind of have to trust that with more time like to dedicate towards one thing, that it's gonna work out.
For sure. So now that you're doing that full time, like, I know you said like you and your sister used to, film videos and stuff just for fun, but like, were you involved in video like in high school and college, or was that something that came later?
I wasn't officially involved in anything in high school. Like I said, we kept making YouTube videos, and it was always just like I would film on the family camera, or once I got an iPhone, I would use my iPhone.
Yeah.
And then in college, I continued making YouTube videos with my friends, and I actually was in charge of the technology team with the Purdue bands.
Oh, cool.
And so that was like a little bit more formal video for them. Like we would give cameras out to people and film parts of band camp or a game day, and then I would edit that into a little promotional video. So that was kind of like the first official like video for a program that I was doing. And then like one of my internships was at a home automation, like home theater type place. And so I made a video or two for them. And actually before that, when I worked at a golf course, I made some videos for those. One of them's on YouTube, which is one of my favorite videos I've made. But yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Why is it your favorite, or one of your favorites?
Well, it's just so funny because it was with one of my friends, Hunter. He also worked at the golf course, and it was just so funny to be like on payroll making a YouTube video. And it was a combination of like actually useful information, alongside like just really stupid humor. So like the video starts off and we're like dancing to Thomas the Tank Engine theme song. And then, just the way we present the topics, which was how to rake bunkers.
Okay.
We covered all the important things, but like the way that we demonstrated it or explained it was just really goofy. So, yeah, that's one of my favorites. And that probably like, that was the first, paid video that I made, I guess. So
cool. That's awesome. How, so obviously like with your company, you're behind the camera more often than not. So like, how's it feel to be in front of the camera?
It's uncomfortable. I'm getting a little bit more comfortable as the episode's going on, but yeah, it's like, the lights are bright. It's not as bright on that side of the lights. But yeah, I actually had a podcast with my friends, when I first started the business.
Oh, cool. Okay.
But that was not anything official, and it was just audio, so it's like a lot easier to just talk to your friends on a video call, basically. Versus something
knowing there's videos or cameras all around. Nope, that's fair.
But yeah.
So what got you into videography and just in general?
I don't know. I think like it probably started just with, like I said, my family had a video camera, and my sister likes to be in front of the camera. Okay. So it just was like, I just would hold it and she would do whatever. But
nice.
And then some of my friends in high school also enjoyed, film and stuff like that. So
cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always like it's just started in that casual form, just having fun with my friends. And then over time I realized that I liked it more and more. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, and I think like my background in music is a big factor too, because audio is such an important part in video. So I think it's just like a great combination of using like my audio background and making videos with my friends and having fun with that. So it's just kind of like a perfect combination of all my interests, I guess.
For sure. And that's something that, I mean, all the videos that you do, like you talked about, all the companies that you've done videos for, but along with that, you've done a ton of wedding videos. You've done a ton of videos for us. Like, so do you have a favorite, like, I don't know if demographic is the right word, but favorite like genre, I guess, to film in?
Yeah. My favorite would be any video for Haverstick Designs.
Heck yeah.
No, I think it's the best part about it is that variety. Like I think that I kind of get like things can get mundane when you do them over and over. So
for sure,
being able to work on a wedding video and then the next day you're doing a studio tour and then the next day it's a promotional video for a business. It's nice to be able to like not let things get old or boring, but I think I just like to tell stories and use visual and audio like to kind of help draw out those emotions. So anytime that it's able to do that, and I also with the YouTube background, anything that's funny, those are like my two things. Like if I can make you cry or make you laugh, those are like the goals of making videos. So
heck yeah, that's
projects that involve that are my favorite.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
So obviously like you're growing just as a business, but what are like some of your goals for More Than Media down the road?
Another good question. Well, when I first started out, I was like, I'm going to build an empire and there's going to be, a film school, a More Than Media film school, all this stuff. And maybe I should have considered that before agreeing to do this interview. Like I should have come up with an answer, but I think just like kind of growing, being able to work on more types of projects. Like I said, keep it fun and fresh. And just getting like a team of people that are better than me at each thing.
Yeah.
So that, we can produce the best content possible.
For sure.
I really like owning a business and growing a business. So I think like realistically kind of shifting to that management type role will be cool too. So
nice.
Just continuing to grow and work on a lot of fun projects that make us happy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I know you're busy all the time and your sleep schedule is fairly minimal, but what are things that you like to do outside of, work and video?
Yeah. I like to golf.
Yep.
I've been about 3 times this year. So that's like when I have free time, that's the second thing I fill it with behind like seeing my girlfriend and friends and family.
Sure.
So in terms of activities, that's like the top priority. So the fact I've only gone 3 times is not a great sign.
Yeah. It is a good business sign though.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. So I like to golf. I like to make music, which, I haven't done in 2 years, but, man, I need to like get my life in control.
Pick up hobbies.
Yeah. No, golf is like my thing.
That's awesome. And I remember, was it this past year? Like you do a big like family golf outing, don't you?
Yeah, I do a couple. There's one that's like in June with all of my like extended family in my parents' or my dad's hometown.
Okay, cool.
And then there's like my uncles and cousins and I go, to a different place in the spring.
Yeah.
Every year as well.
That's cool.
Yeah.
One thing I was going to ask you and then forgot and moved on to something different, but with the video and like your style of editing, do you have like videographers that you kind of like look up to, or you like their style and that's what you base it on, or do you just kind of do your own thing?
Yeah. On the wedding side, that's a little bit easier for me to answer.
Sure.
Justin Porter is kind of like a really fun and fresh take on wedding videography. He's kind of like been a big advocate for, the documentary and like reality TV style, mic everybody, film all the moments. Like it's more about the moments than the, making it something that it's not. Like
Sure.
a highlight video sometimes can be just like a music video of a wedding. So yeah, on the wedding side, he's been a big inspiration. And then, I think there's a lot of people on YouTube that are, I like their storytelling format.
Yeah.
Donut, they do like car videos.
Okay.
And I actually really like the way they do their videos, like the visual aspects that they include to like show things they're talking about is really cool, which is good because they talk about a lot of technical things. So being able to break that down into something more visual when you can't really just like film it is pretty cool. But then I think like Casey Neistat was a big inspiration as well.
Okay.
But that's like the most stereotypical answer for anybody into YouTube. But he's just kind of like a no frills guy. Okay. So I think like if you watch a lot of videos that I do, it's similar in that there's not like a lot of crazy effects. Usually it's more about like telling the story.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my answer.
Yeah, and that's something that's like really cool, I guess, about your videos and just talking to you, like on the side about like the video and things is like how you really drive to just share a story, and because it's like you can watch a lot of your videos and it's like you have a pretty good idea of what the experience was like in that moment, like based on your videos, which is really cool. I feel like there's some videographers that don't always get that across, so that's super cool. So obviously, like myself and everyone here at Haverstick Designs, like would highly recommend you for any of our audience that needs videos done. But something that I also want to call out that I just think is really cool, like especially with our studio tours, like the fact that you used to work here and the fact that you have a background in audio, it makes our studio tours really, really simple to be able to just go in and, we'll figure out what we're going to talk about on our end. But then as far as like B-roll and just the storytelling of the video itself, like you already have such a great handle because of your experience. So it's just like, all right, if we're going in a studio, like you're able to tell, all right, yeah, those are like the main highlights gear wise, or those are the highlights acoustically. So you're able to just like grab those without us having to talk about it, which is awesome.
Yeah. And it's funny too, like the fact that I worked here so recently.
Yeah.
Some of the studio tours we're doing were like projects that I worked on.
Yeah,
which is also really fun. Like the video of Josh Dunn's studio.
Yeah.
Was particularly cool because that was like one of the first big projects.
That's right.
And it was like, from start to finish, one that I worked on. And it was unfortunate the amount of times that the typo that I made on one of the pages was mentioned, but yeah, no, it's really cool to like change kind of the like I used to work on these projects on the design side, and now I'm working on them almost as like on the marketing side. So it's really cool to like kind of still be involved in the same sort of thing, but just on a different side of the process.
I never thought about that, like with Josh's specifically, but that was like a very full circle moment. Like that's super cool.
Right.
All right.
Yeah. So the only thing that makes me worried is like with other businesses, like I need to know as much about their processes as I do for you guys. So it's like every time that a new video comes up, I'm like, okay, I got to learn about dentures now.
That's right. Yeah, because you just recently did a denture video, and then you also did the caramel like musical for Elf, I think.
Yeah. I've been doing some promotional videos for the Civic Theater.
That's awesome.
Their 2023 calendar.
Okay.
So,
cool.
Yeah, that's been fun too. It's like I said, it's when you know more about the topic, it's a lot easier.
Yeah.
So those videos are so much easier for shows that I've seen, like Elf versus ones that I haven't. I'm like, I don't know which moments to pull. Like, what's the best moment from the show?
Sure.
So yeah, it's important to know like kind of what you're making content about. Which,
for sure.
They always say pre-production is where you make your video, and it's true.
That's true. Yeah. Well, which is very much same deal here. Like the planning aspect is like the biggest part. So no, I totally get that.
Right.
I will say like too, just you know, again, like on the side, the fact that we've been friends, like I feel like you're always texting me about like something new, like there's some kind of technology or some kind of automation that like will maybe make my life easier. And so just the fact that it's like, yeah, I don't know, you just have a way to like stay on top of everything that's like coming out, which is always crazy to me.
And that's an addiction. They call it gas.
Yeah, gear acquisition syndrome.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's a combination of that and just like being chronically online.
Sure.
You know, like if you follow the right people, then stuff just like shows up in your feeds, and it's like, oh, this is a new software that might be useful.
Right.
And yeah, so it's like, I think it's important to stay on top of things, even if you don't like take action on them. At least you kind of know like what the direction things are going, and especially with AI and like it's important to know kind of how to position like more than media so that it's, you know, not going to become obsolete with AI editing. I personally consider like AI tools to be tools.
Sure.
I don't think that AI will ever be able to replicate like the human touch.
Right.
Which that's like one of the most important parts of videos, in my opinion, is like that emotion.
Sure.
So like being able to utilize tools to save time, to make more time for other projects or fun activities, you know, I think it's like staying on top of those sort of things are important.
For sure. No, that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
So I guess again, I know like we filmed Oscar's interview earlier, and so it kind of started with Gavin's interview, and now I'm just going to continue it for all of them. But my wife Alexi had like a couple of just like rapid fire questions, so we're going to do those for you. So the first one I know was Coke or Pepsi. Oh really? Are you a Pepsi guy?
Here's the deal.
Oh.
I think that I might prefer Pepsi out of a can more. I think out of any other format, Coke is better. But I don't know, lately, like when I go to a vending machine, if there's cans of Coke and Pepsi, for some reason I'm choosing Pepsi. And I think that's purely because my mom used to buy canned Pepsi rather than canned Coke. I don't know. Sorry, guys.
All right, answer, so I know. We're now like what, 3-1? All right, fine.
Yeah.
All right, we'll let that go. And then what was another one? Who's your favorite Mario Kart character?
Well, I always played as Mario.
Okay.
That's probably like the most basic answer, but
honestly though, I don't know very many people that play as Mario though. Like, like Mario and Luigi are so cliche that, again, like...
So cliche that it's not.
Yeah, right, exactly. Like, you just expect people to pick them. But I would say, like, I think I know more people that play as Yoshi, myself included, that, like, I don't know anyone that plays
What's, like, an obscure answer? I need to, like, come up with something.
Oh, Oscar's was obscure. It was, I can't remember who it was now. Yeah, Koopa Troopa. Yeah. That one I feel like is one of the more odd ones.
Yeah, I can't even like remember any of them at the moment. The lights are too bright.
All right, what was another one? So like if you're going on a road trip, are you listening to music or a podcast?
I listen to a lot of podcasts, but mostly when I'm working.
Sure.
Just kind of like on the background.
Okay.
And because they're all video podcasts as well, so I feel like if I'm not watching the video, then sometimes it's like you're missing out on stuff. So I don't know. I feel like in the last year or so, it's just been music.
Okay.
But I do listen to a lot of podcasts. It's just not while driving.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And then, what was the last one? Your guilty pleasure of like TV show or movie.
It's got to be Love Island, bruv.
It's what?
Love Island. The British Love Island, yeah. Or the UK, right. Yeah. I don't know. I'm a big reality TV show guy.
Okay.
Like that, or like The Bachelor, or
that's right.
Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
I forgot you watch.
My friends say that I'm a drama queen because I just enjoy I live for the drama, but
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So that wraps up our interview episode with Luke. Again, like to our audience, I just really want to like show our support to like More Than Media and Luke. Like you have absolutely been amazing to work with.
Thank you. Likewise.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah, I mean, just the video work that you do, like with all of our studio tours, like all of the videos that you've done are amazing. And you can pretty much look on our YouTube channel and everything that's on there, like Luke has done. So definitely go give More Than Media a like on all social media. What's your handle? Is it all More Than Media on social media?
It's at morethan.media on some and at More Than Media on others. Some platforms don't let you add periods in them, but yeah, if you just search More Than Media, it'll probably show up,
and we'll include all of those links in the description as well. So yeah, go subscribe to his page. He puts out amazing content, and that's the.
And if you guys need any video services,
yes,
reach out to me as well.
Definitely reach out to More Than Media and Luke if you guys need any video done at all. But yeah, that wraps up the episode. If you have any comments about what videos you'd like to see next, go ahead and comment that below. And thank you for being a part of the S.O.U.N.D Project.